transfer portal is absolutely wild. It went so quickly. There was so much to unpack between the guys changing places and who went where, like all that. There was a lot of, I think, specifically quarterbacks that changed places. A lot of quarterbacks that I believe were off the radar a little bit when it comes to where they ended up landing. A lot of good quarterbacks that I think are going to make a pretty solid impact this upcoming season that I think we need to talk about together. Let's start with the good folks in Madison, Wisconsin. Luke Fickell went out and got Tyler Van Dyke from Miami. Now, Tyler Van Dyke, it's no secret, the latter half of his career in Coral Gables did not go as he thought it would, did not go as the good folks in Miami thought it would, because early on in his career at Miami, we're talking about dude being like a top 5 quarterback in college football, saying how long is he going to stay in Coral Gables? Can they keep him at Miami for an extended period of time? Well, he was really successful at Miami, in my opinion, because of the system that he played in, where he was comfortable under Rhett Lashley, on an air raid system. He's getting back to what works now. Getting back to the basics, are we, if we're Tyler Van Dyke? Going to go play for Phil Longo at Wisconsin? I like that a lot. I think Tyler Van Dyke getting back to what he's comfortable doing is just a good overall approach. Don't be surprised now if the boys in Madison under Luke Fickell start winning some ball games. Would not shock me at all. Now, KJ Jefferson to UCF was one of my favorite off-the-radar transfer portal quarterback moves of this entire spring, or I guess winter is really what it was. Here's what I want to say. Not everyone knows how to utilize a big quarterback. Okay, KJ Jefferson, 6'3", 247 pounds. That's a big dude. I'll say that again. KJ Jefferson, 6'3", 247. Not everyone knows how to utilize a big quarterback. Gus Malzahn, he knows how to use a big quarterback. It's like being forklift certified. You could probably be okay if you mess around with it for long enough and kind of get by. Being forklift certified, you know what you're doing. Gus Malzahn, he is big quarterback certified with what he did with Cam Newton. I'm not saying KJ Jefferson is Cam Newton. Do not hear me incorrectly. But I think the success that he had with someone like a Cam Newton and being able to utilize quarterback run the right way and call that well to his abilities, I think that matters, and I think you're going to see success for KJ Jefferson at UCF. UCF, it's worth noting, the Big 12 is wide open. The UCF is now in the Big 12. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch them. I really believe that they're going to be one of those teams that's a sleeper. Also, Andy Staples, I believe he has a sit-down one-on-one interview with Gus Malzahn that is currently on the On3 YouTube channel. So go check that out. But KJ Jefferson, obviously transferring over from Arkansas. I like that. I like that a whole lot. Now let's move on to who transferred to Arkansas as KJ Jefferson pivoted out of there. Taylon Green was previously at Boise State. Taylon Green is 6'6", 221 pounds. If you watch his highlight tape, he is jumping over people. Y'all, if you're 6'6", 221, and you don't play in the NBA, you should not be elevating to the levels of the earth that Taylon Green is elevating to. So I don't know if he is refined enough to have the success they want to have long-term at Arkansas, but I'll tell you what, Bobby Petrino, strong track record of working with quarterbacks. We've seen his offense thrive when he has a mobile quarterback like Taylon Green is. I like that fit a lot. That's one that I think is potentially a powder keg in the SEC. Arkansas, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on Taylon Green, the Boise State transfer. Here's another one I want to get to within the SEC. Blake Shapen was previously at Baylor, and I saw with my own two eyes, early in Blake Shapen's career, walk into the Big 12 championship game. Gary Bohannon, the starting quarterback at that point in time, was hurt. Baylor's playing Oklahoma State. The entirety of their season had led up to this moment, and it goes to a quarterback who I believe at that point is making, if not his first start, it was very, very, very early in his career. I watched this dude trot out there in Jerry World with ice in his veins, just get straight up buckets, go for 23 for 28, 3 touchdowns. He was dealing the pill like a shady pharmacist, like we like to say on this show. Blake Shapen going to Mississippi State. He's going to play under Jeff Lebby. I think that offense is going to cater to his skill set. Blake Shapen, the rest of his career at Baylor after he won the job over the previous starter, Gary Bohannon, didn't have the success that I think he wanted to have. I attribute a lot of that to the dysfunction and what they didn't have on that roster for Baylor offensively. That's not throwing shade at Baylor. I'm just saying Blake Shapen, he's got the tools. And I think if he's able to be the guy for Jeff Lebby in Starkville, could do good things, could put up some points. So keep an eye on that. Max Johnson transferred from Texas A&M before transferring from LSU, before transferring now, or not before. Now he's transferring to North Carolina. I was trying to make a cool segue into that. Bottom line, he was at LSU, then A&M, now UNC. I always felt like he kind of got a raw deal when it came to the college football public and how he was discussed. I feel like he is much better than the way that people talk about him. He's tough. All I remember from this dude, like when you close your eyes and think of Max Johnson, the snapshot that comes to mind is this dude dropping back, game on the line, Thanksgiving weekend, taking a shot in the ribs as LSU's quarterback, throwing just a dime rock down the sideline, dropping the ball in the basket for a game-winning touchdown over A&M. Again, this is when he was at LSU. Went to A&M, didn't end up being the guy for them before having to step in place of Connor Wegman because he was injured. Bottom line, I like Max Johnson. And I like Chip Lindsey being his offensive coordinator at North Carolina. I think that's going to be a really good fit. Chip Lindsey obviously also has a strong track record working with quarterbacks. I think this is a really good fit. Max Johnson in a conference that's wide open at North Carolina in the ACC. Keep an eye on the Tar Heels. Would not surprise me if they made some noise this year. Also worth noting, Max Johnson, I believe he was one of the first, if not the first, transfer portal quarterback to find a home. He knew right away. He's like, hey, portal's open. I'm going to UNC. That's my guy. That's my spot. That's my fit. So good for UNC. Good for Max Johnson. Last one to get to here, Tyler Shough at Louisville. Now, important to note here, you see the spelling. It's not show. It's Shough. S-H-O-U-G-H. I know it sounds a little bit funny, but it is Shough. 7th year, best year, baby. We're going to Louisville by way of Texas Tech. Jeff Brom, his success with quarterbacks should not be overlooked. Louisville, once again, going to the portal and getting a phenomenal class to go do some work with. The ACC, I've said it now multiple times, wide freaking open. They played for the conference last year. I think Tyler Shough, if he's able to stay healthy, there's a reason why he's consistently won that job at Texas Tech. There's a reason why he has been successful throughout the course of his career in very, very small windows of time. So root for him, root for Louisville to get the Brom squad rolling a lot just because I think Jeff Brom's phenomenal. The football guy through and through. Keep an eye on the card for Tyler Shough. Lucky number 7, baby. We love it. So those are the off-the-radar portal quarterbacks that I think we should all keep an eye on here. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.